dividing decimals. I can understand where the decimal point is in the quotient, and I can divide decimals. So let's draw our paper down and let's get our rules. And then we're going to look at why these rules work. So number one, turn into a long division problem. So we get to decide which is the divisor and which is the dividend. The outside number is your divisor because you're asking how many 7/10 are going into 225 and 5/10. So 0.7 is my divisor, and that is going to go into 255 and 5/10. My answer is my quotient. So divisor, dividend, and then my answer will be my quotient. So now the divisor, the outside number, has to be a whole number. This is not a whole number, it's 7/10 of a number. So I must move the decimal the same number of places to make this a whole number. So let's say I move this, I want to get a different color, one spot. That means I have to take the decimal point and move it one spot here, which then moves it up. Let's look at why we do this. If you think of this as a fraction, 255 and 5/10 over 0.7. In order to make this a whole number, I had to times by 10. And the rule is always whatever I do the bottom, I do the top. So when I times this by 10 to move the decimal place one time, I had to do the same here to move the decimal place one time, which then gives me, really what I am dividing is 7 into 2,555, because the decimal will go right up here. So now I just kind of go ahead. 7 does not go into 2, but 7 goes into 5 3 times, and that gets me 21. Subtract, and I get 4. 7 goes in there 6 times, which is 42. Subtract and get 3. Bring down this 5. 7 goes into 35 5 times. So my answer is 365. Go ahead and set this one up, and then we'll give it a try. So you're asking how many 1200ths go into 816 thousandths. So if I move my decimal point 2 times, because I'm timesing by 10 and then 100, so I'm timesing this by 100, I have to move the decimal place twice, it's right here. So I'm really dividing 12 into 81.6. So 12 goes into 81 6 times, and that gives me 72. Now I need to subtract, which gives me 9. Bring down the 6, and then 7 goes in there 8 times, which would give me 96. What happens if it doesn't go in there nice and I get let's say I get a 1 here? Then I would have to put up a 0 to bring it down, and then I would keep going until it finally stops or I notice a repeat. So let's try this one. Go ahead and stop the video and start it when you're done. So I'm asking, oops, that's a 5. No, let me start over again. I'm asking how many 500ths go into 15 and 8/10. Alright, so I'd have to times it by 100 or move it twice. So I have to move this one twice. Now it means I need to add a 0 when I put up my decimal point. So I'm really taking 5 goes into 1,580. Make sure you put that decimal point up there. So 5 goes into 15 3 times, which gives me 15. So now I bring down my 8. 5 goes into 8 once. And 5 goes into 30 6 times. And here's your homework.